What are you waiting for, huh? I know, you're waiting for my review of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Alright, we are moving into 1997. I Know What You Did Last Summer. The director is Jim Gillespie. And fun fact, he did not direct the second movie because he did not like the screenplay for the second movie. He thought it wasn't going to be good enough. So we have an all-star cast of people with 3 names: Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Ryan Phillippe. Surprise cast member Johnny Galecki. I totally forgot he was in this movie, and he's actually got a fairly decent part. This is actually the movie that Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. met in. However, they are not dating in the movie. Sarah Michelle Gellar's character dates Ryan Phillippe's character, and Jennifer Love Hewitt dates Freddie Prinze Jr. in the movie. So we open up with this guy sitting on a cliff, and I have seen this movie 100 times and still never realized or knew who that was. I will get to that in a moment. If you don't know who the guy on the cliff is, it's actually very important. So after the guy on the cliff with his little keychain that says "I love you" or whatever, we go to Sarah Michelle Gellar, Helen, in a Croaker Queen competition, and so Scary Movie once again faked me out. I totally thought that there was like a monologue situation in this contest, but there was not. She basically just gets up there and answers the question, and then they show that she wins the contest. Her friends are all watching her from the balcony, and Ryan Phillippe's like, "That's my girlfriend." So this is like the middle of the summer. They're all about to go to college. We see Johnny Galecki's character Max approach Julie and try to kind of like get with her, but Barry, Ryan Phillippe, is having none of that, and he kind of like shoves him off and is like, "Get out of here! Like, you're a nerd. We don't like you." Kind of like a bully situation. And to me, that immediately sets up Max to be the killer. Like, if this is the first time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, all right, I gotta keep my eye on Max, right? So the catalyst of the movie, they get in the car. It is Barry's car, but Ray is driving because Barry's drunk. So Barry and Helen are in the back. Ray and Julie are in the front, driving around. Barry gets out the sunroof and is like, "Woo!" Things teenagers do. And they end up getting into an accident, hitting something or someone. So they go and see. Again, this is like a Scary Movie reminder, because in Scary Movie they go see the guy and they're like, "He's dead." Let's dump him into the water. But in Scary Movie, the guy gets up and is like, "I'm alive, guys, I'm alive, I'm fine." And they like hit him with with something and like knock him back out and then put him in the water. So anyway, they dump him in the water and they're like, "We will never talk about this again." P.S. Something that did not age well: Barry choking the shit out of Julie and no one doing anything about it. I don't really think that would fly in today's movies. He might get into her face and possibly like raise his voice at her, but that there would be enough for audiences to be like, "Wow, he's a dick." So anyway, that happens. Additional things that have not aged well in this movie, or would like be completely impossible if this were the movie: them confusing the guy with David Egan, who is actually the boyfriend of a girl who got killed last year or something. And they end up finding out that it's obviously not David Egan, which they would have been able to find out on like Facebook or, the internet, seeing that David Egan himself not got hit by a car and then drowned. But, you know. Also, the whole looking for Billy Blue and all of that stuff, like they would have been able to go on the internet and find all that information. So it's actually really cool that this script was written then, because it really wouldn't have worked today. Another cool cameo, Bridget Wilson. She killed it in this movie as the sister. She was such a bitch. Like, obviously, she's a terrible sister. So mean. And if my sister is running towards me screaming, I don't care how mad at her I am, how much I hate her, whatever, I'm going to hurry up and go open that door. She's like just toddling along. Woo-hoo, let me open the door. Girl, let's have a sense of urgency. I'm being chased by a killer. Even if there's not a killer out there, like, there's a chance that there could be. So maybe jaunt a little bit instead of fucking dilly-dallying. So things I do like about this movie, it's a lot of psychological warfare. Like, this guy is not just out to kill them, he's out to mess with them. Like, he chases Barry down with a car, hits him and doesn't kill him. He kills Max, spoiler alert, and then puts him in Julie's trunk of her car. Then, of course, when she runs to go tell somebody, "Yo, this body is in my car," he removes it. and every crab. Which, by the way, how did he have time for that? I mean, and today with CCTV, could never. Or she would like FaceTime somebody and be like, "Look, there's crabs and a body in my car." The notes obviously are psychological warfare. Oh, chopping off Helen's hair. Oh my gosh, the beauty queen herself chops off her hair and leaves the crown on her head, like when he could have just gutted her. But nay, he guts her sister first. Then we have the classic "What are you waiting for?" scene, which is like some of the best Jennifer Love Hewitt acting in my life. I also did want to say the screaming in this movie is top notch. They, to me, those actors like really killed the scary, I'm scared of shit acting. Like they all did a really good job. I don't know if it was the director, the actors, whatever, but they killed it. I watched the second movie after the first one, and I still think the first one is acted better. So that tells me that it might be the director. I think the kill count is 5 people. We have Max, the cop, Elsa, Barry, and Helen. Um, and then, of course, the ending makes you think that Julie gets killed, but we all know there's a sequel, so she doesn't. I'm not really sure what they were trying to do with the having Ray on the Billy Blue boat. It seemed like an undeveloped twist to me, but if I'm wrong, let me know. Like, if you think there was a reason for that, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but that didn't make any sense to me. Then, the big reveal, the guy on the cliff was David Egan. Duh! How did I not know that before? So then you see Ben Willis has the little keychain that David was playing with because it was his daughter that was killed. I don't know how I missed that whole entire connection the first like 75 times I watched it, but I wasn't sitting there taking notes either. So this series is worth something to me, if not any of you. If there is something that's going to make me go on a spree, it is my child dying and then me attempting to be killed for no reason. Yeah, I'm gonna come for you. Just because I'm pissed off about my daughter, now you've pissed me off more, so I'm getting you. That's just me rambling about the movie. Last time I had a little bit more of a grouping of topics. This time I did it more linearly, so let me know which one you preferred. If you would rather me do it in chunks, like things I liked, things I didn't like, things that work, things that don't work. I can do that, or I can go linearly like I did here and just kind of talk about like fun facts and fun cameos and things like that. So I give this movie 4 out of 5 knives. I really love this movie. It is cheesy in some parts. Obviously, it's a slasher. I'm not sure I've ever seen a 5 out of 5 slasher, but we still have 5 or 6 movies to go. Next movie I'm so excited for is Urban Legend. I've only seen this movie like once or twice, so I really have no information going in. I know who the killer is, but other than that, I know nothing. So that movie was made in 1998, and I will be talking about it next week, so stay tuned.